My graduation day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. After 6 years of night shifts, exams, and sacrifice, I finally earned my nursing degree. My family threw a party. I thought my father would be proud. Instead, he raised his glass, looked at my younger sister, and said, "I wish you were the one holding that diploma. You're the only child who has ever made me proud." The room went silent. My sister smiled. My mother nodded. And I walked out. What happened over the next 3 months would expose a family secret, shock an entire community, and leave my father speechless in front of more than 200 people. My graduation day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. After 6 years of night shifts, studying between hospital breaks, and paying my own tuition, I had finally earned my nursing degree. My family threw a graduation party in the backyard. Friends, relatives, neighbors, everyone was there. When dinner ended, my father stood up and tapped his fork against a glass. The crowd became quiet. I smiled, expecting to hear words I had waited years to hear. Instead, my father turned toward my younger sister Brooke. Then he raised his glass. "I wish you were the one holding that diploma," he said. "You're the only child who has ever truly made me proud." The entire table froze. My smile disappeared. My mother nodded. My sister smiled. And nobody said a word. I quietly stood up and walked outside. As I stood alone on the porch, I realized something painful. This wasn't the first time my family had ignored me. It was simply the first time they had done it in front of everyone. What happened over the next 3 months would expose years of lies, reveal a secret my father had hidden for decades, and leave more than 200 people watching as the truth finally came out. My name is Darcy. I had worked as a nurse for 8 years. For 6 of those years, I attended school while working full-time night shifts. While most people slept, I studied. While others spent weekends relaxing, I worked overtime. Every textbook, every tuition payment, every exam fee came from my own paycheck. Nobody helped me. Not my parents. Not my sister. Nobody. But no matter how hard I worked, my family always focused on Brooke. Brooke lived 10 minutes away from my parents. She visited every day. She brought her kids over. She drank coffee with my mom every morning. Meanwhile, I was usually at the hospital caring for patients. Whenever I missed family events because of work, my mother always said the same thing. "Well, Brooke was here." Those 4 words followed me my entire life. When I graduated nursing school, Brooke was here. When I worked double shifts, Brooke was here. When I missed Sunday dinner because someone was fighting for their life in the emergency room, Brooke was here. Slowly, I realized something. I wasn't absent from my family. I was invisible. The strange part was that I actually helped my parents more than anyone realized. When their health insurance nearly expired, I paid the bill. When their porch became unsafe, I paid for repairs. When my mother's medication needed refills, I picked them up every month. When groceries were needed, I bought them. I never told anyone. I wasn't looking for credit. I just wanted my parents to be okay. Meanwhile, Brooke received all the praise. If she brought cookies, she was celebrated. If she stopped by for coffee, she was thanked. If she spent 30 minutes chatting with mom, she became the perfect daughter. I stayed silent. Until something changed. My hospital asked me to organize the county's annual community health fair. It would be the biggest health event in the area. Hundreds of people would attend. For the first time in my life, I was building something nobody could ignore. And without realizing it, I was creating the event that would eventually expose everything. A few weeks before the health fair, I learned something shocking. An elderly family friend told me a story I had never heard before. Years ago, my father had dreamed of becoming a nurse. He studied for months. He applied to nursing school. And he was rejected. After that rejection, he gave up. He took a factory job and never spoke about nursing again. Suddenly, everything made sense. My father wasn't angry at me. He was angry at himself. Every time he saw my nursing degree, he remembered the dream he lost. Every time he saw my success, he remembered his failure. For years, I thought my father hated what I became. The truth was even sadder. I had become exactly what he once wanted to be. But understanding his pain didn't erase mine. What happened at my graduation still hurt. And I knew one thing. I was done pretending it didn't. The health fair arrived. More than 200 people attended. Doctors, patients, families, community leaders. The parking lot was packed. Everything was running smoothly. Then Dr. Patterson stepped onto the stage. She thanked everyone for coming. And then she surprised me. She began talking about my work. The crowd applauded. But she wasn't finished. One by one, people started sharing stories. A patient talked about how I stayed late to comfort her mother. An elderly man talked about how I checked on him every week. A nursing student talked about how I helped her continue school. Then the pharmacist spoke. He revealed that I had been handling my parents' prescriptions for years. The contractor spoke next. He revealed that I had secretly paid for the porch repairs. The audience became quiet. People started connecting the pieces. Then Brooke stood up. "This isn't fair," she shouted. "She's making herself look like a hero." But nobody agreed. More people kept speaking. More truth kept coming out. Every lie Brooke had told began falling apart. And for the first time in my life, my parents were forced to see what everyone else already knew. After the event ended, everyone left. The parking lot became quiet. My father stayed behind. For several minutes, neither of us spoke. Then he finally broke the silence. "I wanted to be a nurse once." I nodded. "I know." His eyes widened. Then he looked down. "Every time I looked at your success, I remembered my failure." For the first time in decades, he told the truth. Not excuses. Not blame. The truth. I took a deep breath. "Dad, I never needed you to be proud of me. I only needed you to see me." He stared at the ground. Then slowly nodded. And finally said the words I had waited my entire life to hear. "I see you now, Darcy." A month later, I accepted a promotion at the hospital. My graduation photo was placed on the family mantle. My mother started saying thank you. Brooke apologized. The family wasn't magically fixed. Real healing takes time. But the lies stopped. And sometimes, that's where healing begins. The people who overlook you do not decide your worth. The moment you stop begging to be seen is the moment you finally discover your own value. Red Heart.